The Tailgate Show. And you say Shot City. The Tailgate Show. The Tailgate Show. The Tailgate Show. And you say Shot City. The Tailgate Show. The Tailgate Show. The Tailgate Show. And you say Shot City. The Tailgate Show. The Tailgate Show. The Tailgate Show. And you say Shot City. The Tailgate Show. The Tailgate Show. The Tailgate Show.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, hey, is it time to do a podcast?
Welcome to another episode of The Tailgate Show. The Tailgate Show. It's getting real, folks. Let's get real.
Now that's real now. No, that's real. No, that's real now.
Super
Don't you
real.
worry, that's real now.
So real.
That's real.
Are we getting anybody? We getting any quarterbacks? Oh, dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge.
Can't talk about that. We have no comment on that. We're not able to
Silence.
comment on that at this time.
They can't.
I know they can't. This is the fucking whole thing is like these dudes don't want to talk. They literally have to. This
Mom, I wanna
is a
talk.
fucking mandatory media availability because this would normally be the combine.
Well,
Fucking
I found it interesting that they couldn't talk about certain guys, but they brought up Mitch and they brought up Alex Smith.
Oh, yeah.
They said specifically that they are only going to comment on people who are out of contract or they're under contract. So that's what they could talk about. So they could talk about their guys and
Has
people who are.
Smith officially been cut yet, though?
Yes.
Was it official?
Yeah.
Well, either way, they're jockeying him like they've done all year.
I mean, regardless, they're clearly not worried about it. So I think it's
Yeah.
official. It's as official as it's going to get. It's just, I mean, Ryan Pace is just so maddening. Like, I guess sometimes what's the most maddening about him, and no, maybe he's not as bad as some of the others, but like,
He's not as bad as Phil Emery. I mean,
this isn't the thing that makes me craziest about Ryan Pace is not that he's a robot. It's not that he's just like a dodgy, like, I'm really fired up. I'm really excited. We're really excited to tackle this and just be about solutions. Fucking like double talk corporate weirdo.
We're about
That's like-
labels, baby. We're
That's
about
really
labels.
who he is. Like I could see him when he was on. He's probably the nerdiest guy on the football team. Like he was fucking, he was not doing keg stands. He was doing like fucking, protein shake stands and shit at the parties. Like he was just a dork. Like Ryan Pace is a dorky jock. Like, and he's got all the fucking PR spin moves. Like,
Hey, can I ask you a question about Allen Robinson real quick?
Oh, it's just really. I just need you.
joking.
I just need you guys to respect that. It's really sensitive right now.
yeah, it was a little. It was a little more than that, though. If I rewatched just to you can't. Pace doesn't give a lot away generally. Like his voice is very even keel, but like if you looked at his the way he was moving his eyes when you brought up A-Rob, when not us, but when they brought up A-Rob, his eyes were moving quicker. There was a little more nerves to it. Because
I think he knows it's not going
He even
well.
stumbled a little bit at one point. Yeah, he's shook.
It's not going well. Like they fucked up. They don't understand why they didn't sign him yet. Because I feel like and this is what's kind of fucked up, and this is why I don't really side with A-Rob so
And
much.
we are body language professionals because we had Cutler here. So
You are
Right,
correct.
exactly. Like this is what's fucked up to me though is that like. I think they made him a very fair offer. Like I don't think he got lowballed. He just feels that he's worth more. And that's fine. But they're using the fact that people still have the Bears are cheap, old fucking, Hallis throws money, nickels like manhole covers, like ancient ass fucking stereotype that's not even true. The Bears are stupid, but they're not cheap.
yeah, but
I mean,
Gary
that's been
V,
said by every radio host,
Gary V with that agency, they changed the game a little bit. They know how to hit the social media up and get that all going.
Well, that's the thing is, and I'm not saying A-Rob's not genuine, but he is playing the motherfucking game right now.
As he should.
And that's fine. This is probably his last big contract, or maybe it's not. Maybe maybe what he's trying to do, and I think this is a possibility, is he doesn't want a 4-year contract. He may want like a 2-year, $50 million fully guaranteed deal.
The 3rd-year option.
Because that's like, isn't that what
I heard somebody mention 4 for 80 with 50 million guaranteed.
I couldn't see that high of a guarantee, but I could have seen 4 for 80 with like a $35 million, $40 million guarantee.
When I heard that, though, I'm just like,
But that's a problem. This is where Pace was working, and he had his. He's not stupid. He's just dodgy. Like he just has this like dumb fucking mind edge to him. Like, and I don't know why. He's probably really fucking smart, but he comes off stupid when he talks. And maybe I'm the only one that thinks that, but don't you just feel like there's a heaviness to his, like, it's just not quick. Like, dude is just not.
I think he thinks about what he says. I mean,
but I think he had certain agendas. One was to make sure that we knew that there were going to be difficult decisions, and the reporters helped him with that. I mean, I think it was Potash basically asked him, like, can you see Fuller and Hicks being on this team? Right. Because of where the cap's at. And Pace is just like, well, a lot of teams are going to have to make some difficult decisions. And he's right. And I think right now, what players are not happy with is there are going to be a lot of teams that are patient right now because there's about to be a ton of dudes hitting the street. Like some quality dudes are going to be hitting the street. And so that's going to be interesting. The problem is,
look at some of our rivals. Kyle Rudolph got cut today. Pretty damn good tight end.
Not anymore. But
he used to be. But I mean that's going to happen. Like $10 million dudes, $12 million dudes are going to get cut. Like a bunch of them.
Right. Are we going to play the Kyle Rudolph farewell?
Yeah, like what is that?
No, he's all right. Now he's not nothing what
he's had a great career. Don't get me wrong, but he wasn't good last year.
No, just to prove it, it's like big names, big contracts are going bye-bye.
Right.
I like what you brought up in the last show, Brian, about we're creeping closer and closer to NBA style contracts. I really feel that more and more each time we talk about things like this.
I don't know, but it's just that whole dynamic.
With an option, I think you're going to see more of that, and good for the players for getting that. Owners are trying like hell to not give that up, but
but here's the thing: is that you still have, and this is what will always hold the NFL back: is there is a class system in the NFL for the 1%, the guys with the real power, and then the dudes who have no power. Yeah, Brian does look like Wyatt saying Brian looks like he has sources with those glasses.
Oh, I do.
You got sources. But you know what I'm saying? Like that's what's kept the labor agreements shitty for the players is that it's not like the NBA. The NBA's got 11 guys on a roster, maybe 6 of them actually matter, maybe 8. It's totally different than a 53-man roster. And the rank and file players, because their contracts are so, not guaranteed, and they're basically playing year to year, some of them fucking game to game, they're always going to fold. And they fold like a cheap tent every fucking labor agreement. And the NFL knows this.
Do you think with COVID this year that maybe players feel like they have a little more leverage than they had in past years?
Nope.
Because the owners really took a hit this year, and if the players decided, hey, there was
that's worse for the players.
Stands, you think? I don't know.
Yes, the salary cap is going down, Jer.
No, I understand that part, but I'm talking about future negotiations where it's like, well, if there's no fans in the stands, what do you have if there's no players?
You ever been in a union, dude?
Yeah,
a very bad one. If you negotiate, if you try to negotiate anything when the company is losing money,
good luck.
Not a good time.
Well, and that's the thing is that they're not losing money, but
TV revenues are down. And
they are not losing money. They have lost money compared to last year. So if you you would say that
Fiscal, however you want to look at it.
I don't know. Revenue is down.
Yeah.
Year over year, revenue is down. That can't be disputed. But there's still hand over fist.
Right, but it's reflected in some of the franchise numbers I'm hearing are down.
So
too.
what I'm saying is that just because the top 5 players in the game have some leverage, and let's say maybe the top 25 players in the game have some leverage, because you've seen some, lower key power moves by, dudes who've gotten out of contracts and whatever. But then you also saw, Le'Veon Bell got paid, but that shit ultimately kind of backfired. Like, that guy's probably going to be out of the league in maybe a year, I would guess. Maybe
But even in recent history, teams are doing the same thing to players back to him. I mean, Matt Stafford just got shipped out. They said, we'll eat the dead cap. We'll take the draft picks,
Right.
So
Because, and I don't know if teams really realize this, but I feel like they are sort of avoiding purgatory.
How much dead cap did they eat, though? I thought they missed having to pay him a roster bonus, right?
I don't know if I don't know if the Lions were really going to get hurt that much by trading Stafford.
No, because they had to take on that Goff contract. There's no way they were.
Right. But they just got a lot of picks. I mean, ultimately, what they realize is they're not going anywhere. This is the start of a rebuild. Rebuilding since 1958 or whatever the fuck is, the Lions slogan. So that's the deal. Like, they realize, okay, well, what is the point of having Matt Stafford? And, people speculate, well, this dude literally has broken his back for this franchise. So they let him out.
That's kind of why I was kind of hinting at, do you think the players have any leverage?
I don't think they have an increase in leverage because I just think the revenue is ultimately what drives it, because they do revenue sharing. That's, it's a league where there is revenue sharing. So it depends, they realize that their money depends on the game. And listen, it's very motivating. I mean, a lot of people's problems with the NBA players and the MLB players is that their contracts are guaranteed and they feel like they're not motivated once they get the big deals.
Man, I think if there is any legitimacy to Watson and Wilson being available, you're going to even see more teams trying to shed cap by releasing players.
Well, and this is my thing, and I've been saying this.
The ones that are interested, anyway.
I think I have no doubt that the Bears are going to be in on everything. And even what they're not in on, people will report them to be in on it and exaggerate it because we are desperate. That's just the reality. So now that's real now. That's real.
You know what, though? You got to, to us just talking, these dudes aren't wired that way. Like, to get to the level they were at, they're different cats, man. So I think, if you go back and listen to, Trestman and Emery and what we had to listen, suffer through with those pressers, I think Pace and Nagy, they are on the same page. Whether or not they've done a good job or not, I get it. They haven't. But, as far as people, the way they present themselves, if things were going good, we'd be fine with them. It is repetitive. They stay pretty consistent, though.
Nagy would tell you that they over communicate.
We want them to be pissed off like us. They're just not wired that way.
Nagy said that him and Pace probably over communicate, and I think that's a huge problem. There is.
They're not wired that way when they're in pressers. I'm sure Nagy yells in the locker room and shit.
I agree with you. I think that's what my thing is. That I was saying before, is that what bothers me about Pace sometimes is that I can't even go, oh, this dude's fake. No, this is who he is.
He's a real dude.
He's really this guy, and it's hard to watch, and it's hard to get behind him. He's much better when he doesn't talk, and we can be like, oh, look at his cool haircut. You know what I mean?
When things are going good, it's okay, what's up, Ryan? All right. Yeah, bullshit us a little bit. It's cool.
Yeah. But he was always a dork, even when they were winning.
I think his hair product just seeped in through his skull, and now he's just...
Well, and honestly, and I guess I get why he doesn't really talk during the season, but it's damn, I wish he, I don't know. It's weird the way they don't talk. And I think it's smart. You have to be, look at the guys that have longevity. They're not the guys that are just up and down and crazy reaction. I mean, we want them to act like us, and it's like they're not going to act like us. And as corny and as like contrived as I think it is, I honestly think these dudes are trying to figure this shit out, and they
Nagy look fucking beat.
Yeah,
They
like
care.
they really want to fucking do this job. Like
It's
honestly,
real and they care.
yeah, right? And it's corny, and I fucking think it's contrived as hell, and I'll count it. But it is legit. Like they legitimately really fucking want to win. I just don't know if they have any fucking clue how to do it. I mean, like Nagy's basically like, last time when we hired a defensive coordinator, we interviewed nobody. And so that didn't work. So they had a kicker competition for defensive coordinator. That's what they just did. They interviewed 9 dudes, like including Mike fucking Singletary. Like they had an open casting call for like defensive coordinator. Is there some like defensive coordinator coach guru that ran the camp?
By the Bears metric, though, the sign won't work out, but the next one will be awesome.
Right. Yeah. Like William Rumpf is going to end up.
If you kind of like Pace doesn't really let you in on much, but if you listen to how he kind of tackled that question, he alluded to the tweaks that he made. They felt like were improvements when they're talking about team strengths. He alluded, but I'm talking about on the defensive side. He did say the tweaks we've made, I'm viewing as improvements. Those tweaks have been moving on from Pagano, bringing in Desai, Pettin, letting Screen go. I mean, those he feels those are improvements. So
what up, Bear Down?
What up, Bear Down?
Ira back.
What up, man?
Would it be? Sorry about your dog.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man. Like I agree with you. I will say that it's hard to take him seriously when he's asked about what the strengths of the team are.
He's not going to leave one out and be offensive.
Right, but I just feel like
everybody's great.
You led with coaching. Like, okay. I mean, I guess
why is it Chris Tabor? That's the question.
If he led with coaching, then it's an indictment on him with the talent.
Yo, like, I mean, he's right. Special teams it's fucking total Murphy's Law shit with the Bears. It's like, I mean, they got a fucking kicker and everything else went to hell. Like, of course it fucking did.
A kicker we need to resign with a tight ass cap.
Right.
Oh.
I mean, somebody was saying on the radio today they should franchise fucking Cairo
for $4 million or whatever. Yeah, I heard that.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, franchising a kicker is smart if you can.
Yeah,
because they're dudes
Niners
that
did that with gold, right?
Right. Oh, and then who was saying? Oh, Spiegel was saying who are the other Bears players who have been franchised? There's only been 5.
Wow.
Do you remember them?
Franchise for the Bears?
Was it
Jeez.
It was the first year of the franchise, and I didn't know this. I didn't know this without being told. The first year of the franchise tag, there's a guy that was franchised. It was Lance Briggs.
Bam. That's right.
Lance Briggs and
Didn't he show
Dwight
up late?
Freeney and shit were franchised back in the day.
Isn't that the year he showed up late? For
Dwight Freeney.
Yeah, I'm just talking about big name linebackers. I know he wasn't a Bear. I'm saying like those were some of the big name defensive players that were franchised that first year of the franchise tag. Lance Briggs was a big name and Dwight Freeney was a big name. But so they brought that up.
I remember. I knew there was. I don't know if Forte got franchised.
Forte got franchised, and then he got a contract afterward. Then Alshon got franchised.
I was gonna say I thought Alshon.
And who else? And probably A-Rob.
Yeah, that sounds like it's definitely happening.
Well, I mean, he said, I think he was very diplomatic, and he obviously echoed again. And I think they believe all that. They thought that they had this shit in the bag. Like, I think they're surprised that they didn't sign him already. Like, I really think they made a legitimately fair offer, and his team just wants more. And we said before, okay, that's fine, but I think that the Bears are just like, sitting there like, fuck.
I'm kind of torn on A-Rob, man. Like,
yeah,
I like him, but like he's force fed, and
it's again, it's like it is, to
Like
quote,
I saw people on Twitter bringing up his numbers from 2015.
right.
Look what he
Right.
did back then, 14 touchdowns. It's like
Right, and I'll tell you, Gary V seems to have have certain outlets under his. Even Amos was like, dude, who are you paying to get these stats out here? Because CBS, is putting out the like only one receiver in NFL history has ever had 1,400 yards and 14 touchdowns. Allen Robinson,
2015.
right? I know. It's just like, it's so in the past. Like, if people are bringing up fucking Alex Smith's stats from 2017, right? Right. Like, come on. Like, the thing is that I don't know what's going to hurt more, losing him or potentially keeping him. Like, I think
Welcome to 8-8.
It's just keeping him is going to cost so damn much. Like, I just feel like you got to tag and trade. Maybe there's a way that Baltimore comes off of something. I could see that.
Well,
Tag and trade.
Things not so rosy there in Baltimore.
Hmm?
Things not so rosy there in Baltimore.
Why?
Oh, there's people saying that Lamar and the team are pretty far apart.
Lamar on the 50. What? I thought he's on his rookie contract. What are you talking about?
They haven't even talked about an extension yet.
I know that, but why would they? They have this is his fourth year, I believe, coming up, right? And then they have the 5th year option, and then they have 2 franchise tags. I wouldn't be talking to him about an extension either. Like, especially, and you know what? Like, this is going to make your point a little bit, Jared, but especially because of the way dude plays. That is the last thing I'm going to do is sign this dude to a $350 million contract like Mahomes. Sorry, sucks.
Yep.
Fucking sucks for him, but I'm not doing that. Like, that is the fucking game when you have a quarterback who can win you games on a rookie contract. That is the whole shit. Like, if you have that, you have like a 3-year window to do some shit. Trubiscuits and Gravy says chair with the Lamar hate right on cue. Of course. All I had to say was Baltimore, and Jared's like fucking teeing it up.
It ain't so sweet.
Well,
like talk just on A-Rob. Like, no, it's all right. Like, he's not even if Nagy is really trying to do the Reed thing, like, A-Rob's not that guy that you'd franchise anyway. You want that Tyreek Hill type, that burner, that guy that
like, he doesn't fit. A-Rob's like
fits, but like, you don't.
Right.
That's not what Nagy really. He wants a guy that's going to stretch the field to be the number one focus.
I think.
Who did you compare him to on the Kansas City offense?
Watkins.
That's kind of where
Watkins when he's playing at his best.
Sammy was a little more explosive at his best.
Yes, no, Sammy can definitely take the top off of defense. A-Rob cannot. And it's not just like him,
He used to be able to get some separation, but he
can in the slot, and I liked what they were doing later in the season, playing him in the slot a lot more.
Oh, you give him a top quarterback, yes, he will get. I think he could get back to that form, but like, we need that top quarterback here if you're going to invest in him like that.
Yeah, I just feel like it's another instance, and Pace is like, we obviously want to keep A-Rod. We want to keep all our good players, blah blah blah. He's not going to say anything else. He's gonna play that up because
you just call him a good player, though.
Yeah, he's not an idiot. He's not gonna call him a star or something like that. I think he wants to go somewhere else a little bit. I think he'd be totally fine with staying here with an extension. But I don't like.
I think if we landed Russ tomorrow, that contract would get done real quick.
Well, depending on, I don't know if you think he takes a fucking a discount because of that? Like, that's what you think? Like, I think A-Rod, you think A-Rod just comes off his demands?
If you could sign a 2-year.
I think
With an
legacy
option?
matters to him like it does to Russell Wilson. Like if it's the ring, that becomes
problem-
more reality.
Yeah. The problem with the 2 years, Jerry, is that there's nowhere to hide the money. Like,
Sure.
that's the problem. It's like you try and let's say he signs a 2-year, $40 million deal. It's gonna basically be fully guaranteed. It's gonna
That's
be
why
20.
I wish Watson could get done because we could afford
Right.
both. If
It's gonna be
some
20. It's gonna be probably 15 this year and the rest next year at best. At best, you could structure it like that.
Just something I was thinking about.
What was interesting, and we didn't talk about this yet, was our boy Buster. The Buster screen got cut, which is not a surprise.
Here it
I
comes.
mean, on a personal level, like obviously, Hope Dude
Mr.
is not
Buster, where the
heavily-
fuck you
is-
at?
right. Like I hope Dude is not heavily concussed and enjoys the rest of his life. But I'm not sorry to see him off of this football team, like at all.
Nah, he wasn't good this year.
He was
picked up.
getting abused
Yeah.
every damn game. So
I
it was
kinda
like,
wonder-
he was a liability. Like
But what's
I
constantly.
kind of
interesting-
wonder if he was the circumstance of scheme with Pagano too.
fucking Wyatt Vikings fan. I'm gonna miss Buster.
Yeah, you are.
Vikings fan. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. I mean, he was just abused. Like that dude just had a big target on his ass. Like, pause. Like it just was brutal. And they could. And that's the thing is like there never seemed to be an adjustment for when guys started getting exposed like that. Like it was like this. Buster Screen had a game where he had 13 tackles, and it's because he gave up like 13 first downs. Like
Rough scene, bro.
it's- yeah, like it's just rough. That dude was rough.
We still got Robinson coming back too, right?
Who? Roberson?
Roberson, yeah.
Yeah, well, who knows if he can even play? But yeah, he tweeted a while back that he's going to be back. This guy they got from
And
the
Shelley
CFL.
and Vildor. So I mean,
Yeah,
I think it'll be all right.
think I'm fine with Buster getting cut. I thought what was interesting about it, and this isn't confirmed, but what some people are saying was interesting about it is that it is not look like it's going to be designated as a June 1st cut, which means one of two things. One, they want to get that money liquid. And listen, I mean, let's not pretend like cash flow might not be an issue right now.
It puts them $233,000 under the cap for that cut. That's it.
Right. But they could basically double the savings if they did a June 1st designation, but they don't get that money
Right away.
until later. So this, people are we're sort of speculating that's interesting that they would rather have the like 2 million or whatever in immediate savings than hold on for more. And so it's like, why? Does that mean they have something more pressing right away? Does it mean that they literally, which I think could be the case, is like literally they could have cash flow issues?
Boy. That
I
would
don't
be
know.
interesting.
They don't have any other businesses. I mean, Pat Ryan does, but the
It's a
majority
collaborative
shareholders don't have any other source of income that anybody knows about. Right?
Oh, I guess.
I mean, I'm sure there's some weird Chicago corrupt money flowing to Ted Phillips from something. And
Yeah.
to the McCaskies for something. Like there's some revenue streams that are, some cloak and dagger shit going on, I'm sure, but that's not above board. So yeah, they're gonna cry poor. I mean, they're seeing the Cubs cry poor. So why the fuck not? Like, I don't know. Does that mean that, I'd be interested to see, like, because that's another thing that I think Pace said is that, because somebody asked him, I think it was Johns asked him, like, how far can you go to get one of these guys? Because clearly they acknowledge there's big targets on the trade market, and they said they're going to be in on everything. But that, everybody's on the table. Mitch, Foles, fucking Tyler Bray was even mentioned, damn it, by Nagy. Like,
Tyler Bray has a cannon now. Let's not discount that.
yeah. But, like, I just think at the end of the day, they're going to get to a point where whenever one of these big targets presents itself, other teams with more ammunition are going to come to this gunfight and smoke us.
They talked about that on ESPN. The kind of saying like Houston, if they are serious about moving Deshaun and they wait too long, like a team like us that's thirsty as hell for a quarterback, like we might be their best bet, and they could end up losing out on that.
Well, that's what teams are planning on. That's why they're throwing us out there, because we know we are. This is Ryan Pace's fault. Let's not get it twisted. When you put your team in a desperate spot like you've put the Chicago Bears
Well,
in,
you miss on drafting a quarterback.
yeah, and everybody knows it, and everybody's going to use you, and you're the butt of the joke.
Right, and this has been said before, but not only did you miss, but then you spent your get out of jail cards on Khalil Mack. So, like, you couldn't even draft a replacement.
Even with that miss, though, you look at Nagy's record with missing on the quote-unquote franchise guy, drafting that early. We are in a decent position that if we get a good quarterback, that could put us over the top.
Well, and then somebody asked him today, that I think
I'm just saying you got to give him credit for building it that way. We're like, we get a legit quarterback here, we're back in business.
Right. Well, somebody asked him. He said, they basically were like quoting Nagy, saying Nagy, says this team is a quarterback away. What do you think about that? And, he kind of went this, well, it's not all just one position, and obviously we know it's very important. That's obvious. Like, that's obvious.
He also said they talk about it every day.
Of course they fucking do. I mean, I guarantee you that when you walk into Hallis Hall, even stupid ass Ted and George are basically saying to you,
these are take it out on too licky for a minute there.
These are your two jobs. These are your two jobs. Beat Green Bay and find a quarterback. Like, and then number 3 is probably have a defense. And,
if there was like a 10 Commandments that's probably there from the beginning of the Bears 1920 season, thou shalt find a quarterback. Never got that one.
They basically, like Sid Luckman basically like invented the position of quarterback, and they really haven't had another one since.
Although Jay Cutler did make an appearance today this week on social media.
Yeah, that was pretty funny, Jay.
Oh, Jay,
what a hero!
They might be the sleeper here.
I'm sure everybody saw it, but dude at the ski resort, like in Vail or whatever, like is in his Bears Zubas and wants a picture and to hang out with Jay, whatever for a minute. And so Jay's like, if you chug this pitcher of beer, I will, have a selfie with you, whatever. And this dude, without like hesitation, in his Bears Zubas, which means this dude will do literally everything. Like if you're in Vail wearing Bears Zubas, you are serious.
You're not playing around.
Yeah, like this is not like a light. This is not a tailgate. Like wearing Zubas to the tailgate is like whatever. That's like normal almost. Like wearing them in another state at like a shishi fucking, like ski town. That is fucking, what a hero.
Yeah, right.
Like my man is a straight hero. And he took that thing down, and Jay was just like, oh my God, like this dude.
Yeah,
like
Zubas are game day only.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, dude is a hardcore. Like that's hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
To fucking.
I have a pair of Zubas. I completely agree. I only rock them on game day.
Yo, it's like a special occasion. You got to be around other fans. Like you can't fucking wear Bears Zubas to Costco.
My wife would not let me out in public with my Zubas on.
Oh hell no!
I would totally do it. I'm just being me. I'd be like, fuck it.
Right, but like saying fucking, and I mean, the Vail is like fucking.
Well, she would let me out.
Hills
she just wouldn't come with me.
Right, exactly. She'd be like, "I'm taking my car. You take your car. I'll be at fucking Home Depot, and you'll be at Costco, and we'll meet up at home later."
Yeah.
like stay the fuck away from me, and you're like putting on a hat with beer and straws. What? What's that, honey? You like my trapper hat, by the way?
Hey, shout out Costco for the new aviators.
That's a Newhart show joint, man. That's like my brother Daryl.
Oh yeah, you know, put it in low, like winter conditions, eh? Oh yeah.
So, did we learn anything else from these pressers other than like the injuries for Jalen and Khalil were not?
That was pretty big.
Surgery. I thought that was interesting.
Pretty
and
big.
I guess the team expects the cap to be at 180 million.
Yeah. I think I've heard up to 183. I bet you they find another $5 million.
I know that it's collaborative effort. I learned that.
Right, and you know, Pace even said, you know, I know we say that a lot, but it's really what's happening. Here's another thing. This was a bomb actually for me that I don't think a lot of people talked about, but they asked him, I think it was Fishbane, asked Pace, who do you lean on to decide what to do about the quarterback situation when obviously you have to be thinking we need a quarterback that can deliver for us next year. Basically saying,
I heard it.
We fucking know that you're on the hot seat. So how do you balance the short term versus the long term? And he went full building. He was like the whole fucking build. Like, have you ever heard Pace mention this? You know, mention the other dudes' names this much? You know, the cap guy. He's mentioning the cap guy's name, Lane, I think, and he's mentioning. You know, he's mentioning Champ, and he's mentioning the fucking
two names stuck out though, right? Two names that said they weren't involved in football decisions.
Exactly, and he mentioned the fucking Darth Vader and Darth Sidious, like
for Palpatine.
Yeah, like fucking. He really, you know, like Virginia is Emperor Palpatine, like fucking, you know. I don't even, you know, like it's like he mentioned these dudes are part of the goddamn collaboration, and we knew they were.
I'm gonna say, yeah, we've been saying it.
But somebody got to him and was like, "Listen, you need to like." Ted was probably like, "Listen, guys, I'm not gonna fire you, but let me let you know that you better acknowledge the fact that I'm involved, because Ted's tired of this. He's gonna retire." Ted knows people want his ass fired. Sure, I guarantee you he noticed that.
Ted's portraying that Ryan is the football guy, so is George. So
right.
But football decisions are his.
But Ryan said the whole building is involved. The college scouts, the area scouts. Tom Herman, you know, who you know, apparently is a quarterback genius because he coached at Houston and Texas, you know, and like had Sam Ellinger.
Your girl there, Remini?
Rahimi,
yeah. She brought up a good thing. Like he got out scotch-free out of that Urban Meyer situation at Ohio State. Like somehow, like you're talking about a culture builder. She was very confused. Like they're all about culture, but this guy has a kind of something going on and like some skeletons in the closet. She was kind of alluding to.
Yeah, and, for sure.
That quarterback out of Texas said he was bad for the locker room. Like or whatever.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely. It's weird. Like, I mean, somebody asked him to define what their roles were, and I think that was a good question. You know, both Pettin and fucking whatever dude's name is.
I don't know why I pronounced her name wrong, man. I'm tired.
Well, it's funny because everybody thinks she's Leah Remini on Twitter. She gets people yelling at her about Scientology all the time. Like, it's really hilarious, and she just tweets it like, still not Leah Remini. Like, it happens like all the time. Like, it's like her name is Layla Rahimi, and mods are like Leah Remini.
She was on Mully and Haw. Those guys nailed exactly how this whole thing was going to go to the T.
Right. Well, she's a midday host now with Bernstein.
Yeah, but they were all four of them were on. And like they basically told you like how this was going to go and what was going to be said, and it was just like money. Yeah,
I mean, it's not surprising. Like, we really didn't learn anything. We learned even less from Nagy, I feel like. You know, somebody asked him.
He likes to talk.
Oh, dude, I mean, he loves this. Now, that's real now.
It's real.
Now, that's real. Like, my favorite word salad moment was when he was talking about Foles. and
It
somebody
makes play sense.
somebody asked him to talk about why, like, assess Foles' play. I think it was Colleen
End
Kane.
of the season. What was your assessment of him, and how does that evaluation play into his status moving forward for 2021?
Sure. So I would say, Colleen, we now, like, being in the middle of it, you get to see of our scheme evaluations every morning.
Scheme
You get to see
evaluations.
some of the whys, and
The whys.
we
We're gonna
pretty good
find the
idea
whys.
into a lot of it, where we were, and really, in all fairness to Nick, when we went
Yes,
through
let's-
some of
more
the
fairness.
stretch that we went through as an offense, there was a lot of different areas that we could have been a lot better at. And then you have some of the health issues. You have injuries. You have people playing in different
Blaming
spots.
the injuries on the
There's
offensive
some
line.
things that are just a little bit different than probably we thought it would be at. And Nick would be the first to tell you that we could coach better, we could play better.
Now that's interesting,
Everything
right?
could have stepped
What
up.
he just said, Nick would be the first to tell you that we could coach better. Yes, he fucking did.
He
Like,
did.
Foles is
Yeah,
basically
you know-
like, homie, you don't have this down. Like, you're not, like, get the fuck out of my way. Like, I got a busted ass line. I got Anthony can't run a route Miller, and I got fucking, that's what I got. So let me just shut the fuck up and let me go out there and play football. And he
I mean,
told
the
us
injuries actually got us to get to a good place with our offensive line, though.
right. That's what's crazy. Is it's like, because Rashad Coward was hurt. That's what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Like, the line got better.
I mean,
Except for Daniels.
Mooney was a big loss in the playoffs, but
For sure. But,
When you put him there with your bum ass offense where you throw him 8 yards and let him get killed.
well, that's the thing. Like, and that was my biggest issue was like, you were really going to
I'll
go
get
back
on
to
Mooney
your
later.
bullshit. Like, you went back to your bullshit. Like, you made it so that this, I mean, he literally told Brian Greasy, this dude is calling shit. We can't run. We cannot protect for fucking 5 seconds. And this dude is calling, plays that need that much protection. Like, it's like, don't you realize I'm fucking Nick Foles? Like, I can't run. Like, come on. Like, that dude has never been able to run.
he's a
I go back.
statue.
That just
Yes.
reminded me of the Tennessee game where he's trying to run parallel to the line. It's just like he's got a 10-yard cushion. If he had any speed, he could get the first. Nope.
Bro, he looks
Nope.
like Bernie Kosar on fucking painkillers. Like,
Not at all.
yeah, like, and not like good ones that make you fucking do well. Like, not like Walter Payton's special
No, you
mix.
put him behind a top offensive line. Yeah, he'll be all right.
Yeah, you put him behind like all pro offensive line like the Eagles, and you fucking, give him a bunch of guys who can win 50-50 balls. That's the problem too, is that like that's what Nick Foles throws is 50-50 balls. Like, that's what he specializes in, and we don't have anybody that can win those.
Not consistently.
No, and it's like for whatever reason, I think a lot of it really was luck. It's like A-Rob was just
Saying, like,
snake bit with
and
the 50
and-
balls.
And I know we had like back when Alshon was off like out on his contract year, and he said he wanted to stay here, and everybody jumped on him when he left for Philly. But like he was more of that guy to me than A-Rob. Like, even though his injuries, I get that, but like when
Alshon?
he did play, yeah,
For sure.
Alshon was that dude, man.
Bro, Alshon could take over a game. A-Rob's not having no 200-yard receiving 20 catch type of shit like Alshon could be. Alshon could be on some like dominating shit. A-Rob is like 95 yards and a touchdown.
He had that hamstring bullshit all the time, but
Like, A-Rob is fucking the Allen Houston of wide receivers. Like, it's like you don't remember him scoring 30 points, but he did somehow. Like, you look up at the box score and it's like, oh shit, like he scored 30 points. I didn't even notice. He's that dude. Like, not gonna make you a big play. Not gonna fucking like. And not get me wrong, he can make some big plays, but I just don't see him as like a guy that's gonna.
he's a
take over a
go-to
game.
possession receiver.
Yes, but he is not the guy who's gonna get you the 50-yard chunk play,
He's not
Unless-
Julian Edelman.
unless Julian Edelman.
He's a go-to possession receiver, correct?
Yeah, but I feel like he's a little more dynamic than Julian Edelman. But
Dynamic?
yeah, I think Edelman is really like 8 yards and fall down. Like that's pretty much his,
Edelman was like, no, this is
like sit down in the zone, get 8 yards, fall down,
I
don't
would
get hit
take-
too hard.
prime Edelman or prime Allen Robinson. Which would you take?
Well, A-Rob in his prime, if you're going
Bro.
before the injury, A-Rob was a beast.
If you put A-Rob with Tom Brady, forget about it, bro. Like if you put A-Rob in the slot with Tom Brady, A-Rob would be 1,500 yards. I still don't think he would have like these 200-yard outbursts. He's still not a guy who's going to catch a 50-yard pass on the seam or on the
He's
outside.
with a quarterback that
But,
could set him
yeah.
up. It's a different. That's different.
Yeah, like he's never had a dude who could hit him in stride.
And that's what I say. If we get a top quarterback, I definitely want him here. But like to pay him $20 million a year
No,
for bringing some bum,
Right.
it's like
Like his catch percentage with Bortles was like 54%, and he was still putting up crazy numbers. Like Mitch is the best he's ever had, was 67 something percent on his catch percentage, but he led the team in targets. Like everybody needs to stop crying for this dude.
And
Like-
I'm not saying. Let me just like clarify. Like I'm not. The role he plays here as a possession receiver, he would be
Right.
more than that with a good quarterback. I hope you bring one in
Absolutely.
for him. But
He could be a dude who gets a lot of yak on plays in the slot. Like
Yeah.
you could definitely see that because he had a couple this year. One where he catches the one over the middle and then like kind of jukes the dude and then fucking. I mean that was a great play. I would love to see more of that, but you need the quarterback. And eventually, what starts to happen is that if you can't beat anybody deep, they just sit back and they'll let you have that.
I think
And then
I think Russ would light him up too.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Like if you put A-Rob with a great quarterback, he's going to live up to that contract. You put him with whatever bum ass we're going to try it out there, most likely. I don't know if it's not worth $20 million. Like that's the thing. And it's like we've talked about how you could go and get 2 other dudes, or I mean, that's the thing is that the draft is full of wide receivers right now.
It is a very deep wide receiver draft. Yeah.
Every year it's full of them. College football is a wide receiver factory right now. Like,
But this whole like mindset that Darnell Mooney is going to be a number 1, like you got to be careful.
get the
man.
fuck out of here.
He's
That's
just, I like him as a 2, but like he's not. He doesn't have that build to handle.
he can't take that punishment.
No.
No way. Like, because
Who would be
teams
a
are
comp for
gonna.
him
I mean,
back in the day, who would be a comp for him back in the day? Brett Perriman with Herman Moore.
I look at
Deep threat.
he could be like a Santana Moss.
Moss was a little bit more. He had more of a build to him. Like even Steve Smith was kind of a little dude, but like beast.
I wouldn't call it, but Steve Smith was a powerhouse. Steve Smith was a brawler.
But that's what I'm
he's not-
saying. Like he's kind of
Like,
slim, and I'm
yeah,
trying to
Mooney
think.
Mooney has a lot of fight in him. Don't get me wrong. I like
He
Mooney.
plays bigger than he is. Yeah,
right?
I
But
like Mooney too. Yeah,
I'm just he's gonna get hit. Like and
Mooney reminds me of like a
Mm.
thinner Taylor Gabriel in a way. Like,
he's gonna need to learn how to go down.
Paul.
Yeah. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, he can't fight like that for every fucking. It's like if you get a first down, go down. Like, stop. You don't need to get 13 yards. Just you got a first down, go down.
but again, like a guy like Russ or Deshaun that could buy a little time, you can't stay with Mooney. Mooney's going to burn your ass.
Wyatt says he's like Welker.
Welker.
Guess. Yeah. Okay. I could see that. I
Yeah,
suppose.
but I think Welker lived more in the slot than.
I mean, I think he could be like a Deshaun Jackson if they had the right quarterback.
Yeah, it's just funny that when you start really thinking about him as an individual player, he's not that. He's just not that guy. He's not number 1. I'd love
Right.
for him to be.
No. Well, and if he is, you're kind of in trouble. Like, he's not. What I hope, and this is.
Don't get me wrong. I just don't. You're not. He did what he did because A-Rob was on the other side too.
This was interesting to me what Nagy said. They're in scheme eval right now. So every day they're looking at scheme. And what you have to realize is that means they're double scheme eval, maybe even triple, because they changed the scheme two times, possibly almost 3 times.
And Mooney, you got to factor in Mooney would be getting the attention of their top cornerback
Right.
too.
That's like, so you're in scheme eval, so you're sitting down and going, why the fuck didn't we get Cole Kmet in the game sooner? You know. Speaking of which, I think the other thing we learned is that Jimmy Graham is coming back. And I say I'm not going to be surprised when they sign him to another 2-year deal so they can move some of our money back.
I think he's a move if they don't get Russ.
No, I think he's coming back. Pace, the way that Pace talked about him and Jimmy and Kmet, they like him. He's a Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee. It doesn't make sense from a football standpoint to probably bring him back, but they like everything about him. They like the whole package, pause.
A lot of money.
But I'm telling you,
isn't it like top 5 in the league?
Probably. I'm just telling you, I'm
position.
Even if it's not I buy that. I don't know if that's correct, but I would buy it. I'm just saying, like, even if you separate out the Russell Wilson thing, which Peter King wrote that supposedly Jimmy Graham has been politicking a little bit to get Russ here, talking about the city, blah, 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 like, playing it up, telling him, bro, you come here, you're made man, like all that, which is all true. But aside from that, they just like him. They brought him in specifically to mentor Kmet. They like the whole Walter Payton Man of the Year shit. They like that. They like it all. It's a good situation for them. So I'm just saying I'm not gonna be surprised to see him here for another couple seasons, at least one. Like, they're not cutting him.
No.
Do you think the Nagy thing, like, where the hell was he? Like, he had like a black shirt on with a fake background. Like,
yeah, like
where was dude at? Like,
I don't know. He looked sleepy.
yeah.
Like he was all. I mean, he's burnt. He's grinding right now. Like, he is definitely grinding. I did think
Playroom Central.
I was just saying, if it was in his office, it wouldn't have been that cheap.
I did like what I heard from him. He did say that, and he really, I think, said it with conviction. Another one of their buzzwords is that they are going to tailor the offense to the players, right?
We've been calling for that for how long?
Oh my god!
Peep the leg alert.
Yeah, Trubisky's and Gravy says watching Alex Smith throwing to Jimmy Graham next year is going to be awful. Fuck.
We'll hit on that in a minute. But
pizza leg, bro.
Something like those little things that you said, AA, that people weren't talking about that you gotta kind of look for with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
When Nagy says some things that are like some things are out there and some things aren't when it comes to these quarterback things they're thinking about. So, like, kind of wonder what's not out there yet.
Well, I mean, somebody asked, it was Hub. Hub asked him, asked him, why would you, if you had Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson, want to trade one of these guys? And Pace was kind of like, wait, what? And then he got it. And it was like, well, you just don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I mean, let's not forget how the whole Mac thing went down. I know this has been brought up by others, but, like, it got real ugly.
Yeah, Pace alluded to it.
They franchised him, right. Like, I mean, nobody thought the Bears were in the running for Khalil Mack. Nobody.
True.
Nobody. Like, literally no one. There's no Twitter receipts out there to pull up because nobody saw that coming.
So Derek Carr confirmed. All right, we're good.
Well, I don't know about that, but I just know that you don't know what's going to shake out. You don't know what's going to go down. And I think another good question was, I think it was John Greenberg said, do you guys see the players politicking for these quarterbacks?
Joe Lewis on that question.
Does it affect anything? And he's basically like, listen, I talk to every GM in this league. We talk. Like I can easily figure out what's smoke and what's not smoke. He didn't, it'd be cooler if he said it like that, but he said it in his dwarpy Ryan Pace way. But like that's what he basically said. Like I can figure stuff out because I have relationships with these dudes. Now, I don't know. I think
Nagy has some relationships too, man. Like Riddick
I think Nagy has
pressing hard for him.
Yeah, Nagy has more. I think Nagy, in a way, has better relationships than Pace does. Because I think
somebody was saying that, like, if he was available, there'd be several teams interested in bringing him in at some capacity.
Riddick?
No, Nagy.
Oh yeah, no. Nagy's respected. Nagy is more respected than Pace is, in my opinion. I think teams would. If both those dudes hit the street, Nagy would be hired in a heartbeat. At least as a quarterback's coach, offensive, whatever you want to call it, play designer, passing game coordinator. Like somebody would
special projects.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody would snatch him up quick. Ryan Pace, I mean, maybe he go back and work for Mickey Loomis. Something like that. I mean, he will resurface again, but I don't know if Ryan Pace ever gets another full-fledged GM job if he loses this one.
Trading edge, I see the comment, but like that he was one of the top 2 defensive players in the league at the time.
Oh, but yeah, no, it's unprecedented though. Like what we're talking about, trading Deshaun Watson, trading.
No, I'm talking about his comment.
I agree, but he's
just an edge. It was the edge.
Absolutely. I mean, it was basically like, when Mac got traded, it was like Aaron Donald, then Mac. Like, those were the best 2 defensive.
Aaron Donald, too.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's less realistic.
It's not like the Arizona Cardinals J.J. Watt. It's like J.J. Watt 5 years ago, J.J. Watt.
Right. Well, yeah, fucking J.J. Watt.
That's wild, and I don't see the fit for him there. I just don't.
We talk about he got $16 million a year. He got paid. He gets to fucking chill in Arizona. Basically, he was like
highly ranked defense. They weren't horrible.
They weren't horrible. They'll be in the mix. They're not going to be a terrible team. If Kyler Murray's healthy, they can do some things.
He picked the Chicago team, technically.
Yeah, right. And then they had to he got his number, from Chicago Cardinal legend, like, I don't know, what's his name? Mitchell Schwartzman, something? I don't know, like Goldman Sachs. I don't know what his name was.
Best of both worlds. His wife can leave Chicago once in a while and go to warm-ass Arizona.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, I'm not mad at him. Bills fans are mad at him, dude. Bills Mafia went after some dude, Jordan Phillips or something. Some guy on the Cardinals was like saying, like, just trying to be hyped about it. And Bills Mafia like dragged him. Like, he's like, damn, I'm not going to say anything else about it. Like, sorry you didn't go to the Bills.
I work with a Packer fan. He was pretty twisted about it. It's like, I guess we're not getting him then.
Bro, they convinced themselves.
Thing, like, oh god, yeah.
They don't have the money. They're gonna lose Aaron Jones. Like, get the fuck out. They don't have the money.
They would have to cut. There was talk about them cutting the other Smith, not Preston.
Bro, they need I mean, I would, like I said, I was saying I would love to have seen them spend $15 million on J.J. Watt. That would fuck them over completely.
Was it Preston Smith that didn't? One of them didn't really hit this
Preston
year.
Or Ladarius? Is it Ladarius Smith?
Zadarius. Yeah.
I think it was Preston Smith fell off a little bit.
Right, but the other dude went off. They just don't. I mean, they didn't replace that. Like, Packer fans so fucking funny. Like, they couldn't wait to kick Blake Martinez out. It's like, you just like happily kicked to the curb a guy who had like 150 tackles. Like, oh, okay. Like, and then they're like, oh, we got Christian Kirksey from the Browns who fucking got cut already.
They finished it like a top 10 defense, and they fired Patton. I don't know if that.
They literally fired Patton because of that play when fucking Kevin King or whatever got burned. They literally they were just LaFleur was like, I'm fucking done with this guy. Like, and he went out and he got another Rams dude, basically.
That's a good question in the chat. Last big QB trades were who, though? Favre?
Cutler.
Or Cutler
for
here.
Sure.
Cutler here was the biggest one I can remember.
There weren't a lot. I mean, I feel
You
like
have to think about that.
there haven't really. I mean, there's been nothing. Like if Deshaun Watson gets traded, it will be unprecedented.
A little bit.
Like that is one of the top 5, maybe 6 players in the game. Players, not just quarterbacks. Like I just don't think,
Matt Stafford was a big one.
Yeah.
for sure. I just think like I don't know how you recover from that if you trade him.
I mean, let's think about when's the last time the number one, one of the top 3 defensive players was traded. I mean, that's
Reggie White.
yeah. I guess there is more precedent for it. And some would say Albert Hainsworth was one of them too back in the day, right?
That wasn't a trade though. That was just
That was just straight out signing, wasn't it?
yeah. The Washington paid they gave him a historic contract.
Yeah, Jamal
Yeah, man,
Adams,
I just think it's unlikely. Like, I feel like what we're going to be left with is, Jamal Adams was a pretty big deal. What we're going to be left with is, like, the trash. Like, it's going to be,
You think Pizza Lake's coming to town?
no. Not in, I hope he's not. Like,
I mean,
really hope.
it'd be scary as hell, but if he could stay healthy, it'd be a good bridge to a rookie.
I wouldn't mind him as a team consultant.
I wouldn't mind him as a
But
bridge.
I don't want him
Well,
to play.
drafted a top rookie.
It's gonna be like a third, second/third quarterback if he's brought in. And I think
Ray
he
his
thinks
ass all day. That's what I'm thinking.
right, but I think he thinks he can do more than that. And I just don't see how you can put him out there, dude.
I don't think you bring him in if you have Foles here.
His leg was deteriorating again last season. Like it wasn't like it's not like shit is sweet. Like
No,
you saw that pro doc thing.
Yeah, Chow came out. Yep.
Pro Football Doc was like
It was a wrap when he got
Infection.
yeah, that infection like ate his leg, man. Like he doesn't have muscle and tendon and things that his leg structurally needs. Like
Yeah,
his
it's
leg
not
is
gonna get
some of that
stronger.
some of that stuff can be, you can heal it, but you literally have to go in, cut it, open it, and then you have to put a suction machine on it so it heals on its own.
He said it's not going to
It's
get
really
stronger though.
wild, and
but he said basically like it's it. Like this is where it's gonna be. Like it can I think it can get stronger, but it's also like just structurally not sound.
right.
Like it's not sound.
Yeah, one
like
roll into him or something.
the reason the Redskins gave him that opportunity to do that comeback was because they were locked into paying him $23 million. Like it's a cold ass world, but if they weren't locked into paying him that much money, they would have cut his ass a long time ago. There wouldn't have been no opportunity for a comeback player of the year bullshit. They'd be like, sorry for your luck, man. You're out of here. Like if he wasn't that huge of a cap hit, like I mean they had Haskins, they had fucking Heineke, they brought in Kyle Allen, like they were fully ready to move on from dude. And then it was like, oh fuck, I guess our best PR thing to get interest in this team, besides for weird, Daniel Snyder bullshit and fucking name bullshit, is to trot out the feel-good story. So that's what they did. They tried out the feel-good story, but as soon as they could get out from
he'd be
under
good
it,
for the QB room.
oh god, fuck the QB room and all that shit.
All right.
I'm sorry. Like, what are we doing? Like, so
I don't know, but it's on the table. That's all I know.
everything's on the table, right? The big fucking table,
That table.
the Algonquin
man.
round table.
Man, that table's huge.
Who's on your quarterback table? Or we all have Wilson and Watson. Give me 2 more names.
I don't even know, man.
Minshew.
There's so many.
Minshew, yeah, I guess Minshew.
Carr.
Carr.
Yeah, but let's skip to fucking reality. Now,
Mariota.
here's something that I think could actually happen. And this is what I'm watching. I don't think Wilson is coming to the Bears. I don't think so. I think he has a strong possibility of going to the Cowboys. however. And I think that could potentially
Sierra's
free up.
from Austin.
That could then potentially free up Dak.
Mm.
Yeah, but
Another
Dak would
leg.
probably be a sign and trade to the Seahawks.
No, the Seahawks are not going to. The Seahawks have to pay
No.
$39 million in dead cap. They're not going to pick up a.
Dak still wants money, dude.
Right, Dak wants $40 million a season. Yeah, and his franchise number is like 39. So they're not paying $39 million in dead cap and then adding a $39 million contract.
Yeah, when
Dak quarterback,
when his offensive line was freaking good, man. Like,
and he had Ezekiel Elliott.
yeah,
He's no David Montgomery.
Yo, like I'm just saying, like I don't know. I know Dak is really good, and the Bears would be. I would love for the Bears to have him. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like if tomorrow the Bears said we are, not tomorrow, but if after, like let's say Dak does not get franchised for whatever reason, which he probably
in
will.
a year. Who else paying that?
I don't know, but let's say what if the Bears signed him for fucking 3 years. I don't know, like $145 million. Like, I don't even know how they would do that. Like, it would have to be more years so they could move the money back.
Well, same.
That would be crazy.
I think that's
Yeah,
where
that would be
with the contract.
Riley Ridley, number 2 receiver type shit.
Right, and
Dak
that's
would
what
cut like half the team.
that's the problem is that like they spend this money on
Of course.
Quinn. Trubisky's and Gravy says thoughts on Dark Horse trade Matt Ryan again, and I don't know why nobody's listening
Yeah.
to this.
Dead cap.
Matt Ryan has a $44 million dead cap hit. That is not a fucking joke. Like, there's no way the Falcons are eating that. Arthur Blank loves Matt Ryan. Okay, he loves Matt Ryan. He is not paying $44 million for Matt Ryan to go away. Cut the Matt Ryan shit. Next season, he's getting cut because his dead cap goes down to like 26. Like, there's no fucking way Matt Ryan is getting traded. Not to the 49ers, even though, obviously it makes total sense because of the coach. I just don't think it's happening. They are going to Arthur Smith is going to give it one more shot with Matt Ryan.
He'd be loved in Mass, man. That he's from BC. Like they used to call him like Matty Heisman or whatever. And
yeah, Matty Ice.
Matty Ice, yeah.
Yeah, Boston. I mean,
Patriots, that would be the team.
I just think it's like I wish that the NFL was just like soccer or something, where it's like, who fucking cares about all this dead cap shit? Like, why can't the other team be like, you know what, we got the dead cap, bring him over here? I mean, these soccer teams, like, literally the best player in the world gets traded, and they're like, yeah, we, you know what you're giving us? You're giving us $100 million, and that's it. Like, there's no player.
Leases and stuff on players. It's crazy.
Right. Like, why and that's what I'm saying is, like, NFL, like, just get with the program. Like, how great would it be if some of these dudes could move like that? And yes, the teams would have to spend that money. But, like, it sucks that they can't.
Well, I think that's part of, well, it's not that they can't, they're not allowed to.
It's just unlikely. Like, and I'm saying like if the team that wants the dude is willing to throw down the dead cap money, they should get to throw that in the deal.
If a player requests a trade, though, that dead cap should be able to be adjusted somehow. Like that new.
So I'm saying is like let these like it's archaic, and I think the franchise tag to some degree is archaic.
Can you not guarantee more of the contract as the team and be like, okay, it's not dead cap now?
Well, what you could possibly do, and I don't know that this has been happened that much, but you could conceivably do a sign and trade, I guess, where but it usually works the other way, like it did with Mac. Mac was franchised, he was traded, and then he signed a new contract with the team that got him. But the team that traded him is still on the hook for the dead cap. It doesn't affect that.
Kind of like Dak. That would be a situation with Dak.
Yeah.
The tag and trade.
Right, so you got,
but
Dak,
they wouldn't be on any.
Dak on your table. Is that what you're saying?
Sure. I mean, I would put Dak above Carr. Well, maybe that's a lie.
Not for the money.
Maybe that's a lie. But that's the thing is like the Raiders. So the teams that he said, the Saints are out. They have no money. The Raiders could conceivably throw a first or two and Derek Carr.
Mm-hmm.
You think the Seahawks won't? I mean, if I'm the Seahawks, I take that. That's my best trade partner. Is if they can get 2 first-round picks and Derek Carr, I would do that. If Russ really doesn't want to be there, because you got a guy that's a solid top 7, 8, 10 quarterback who has a great image, like
we got
no problems.
We got a former Super Bowl MVP, bro.
You could plug Derek Carr right into Seattle, and I mean the Seattle won 12 games last year. Isn't that's fucking insane? That Russell Wilson signs his big ass contract, which actually is pretty much a bargain at this point. And they go 12-4, and this dude's like, and they fired the offensive coordinator, but apparently he's been fighting with them about the offense all season. Like that's what people have been reporting.
Yeah, but they brought his old coach back in.
Right. So he's getting what he fucking wants, and he's still causing a ruckus. Like that's crazy.
It's probably not as blown up as they're making it.
I just think we're getting played by his agent.
Fair. Seems to be what happens to us.
Right. And I'm sorry, but I think the Cowboys or the Raiders, if it's really the list of 4 teams, are going to come up with something better than the Bears will. And even if the Bears get desperate and go to 3 first-round picks, I mean,
there's nothing to play, though. He's not available.
Right. I don't know. Like, I mean, and fucking the Trask lovers were out on Twitter. Like, I didn't know that people liked Kyle Trask this much.
Trash.
Like, I really didn't know this. Like, the Trask lovers were out.
People were sweating the Bye Felicia kid. Remember Bye Felicia from Friday? Felicia from Friday's son was a Florida quarterback. People sweating him. It's a Florida quarterback thing.
Nope.
Yeah, right? Like, I mean, Kyle Pitts should give him some money to fucking Trask for making all these terrible throws that Kyle Pitts could make circus catches on.
Bears fans wanted him, too. They love Florida quarterbacks.
I don't know why.
Our track Grossman was a Florida kid.
Shane Matthews.
What was this kid's name?
I don't know. I don't remember a Florida quarterback of note.
Oh, Brad Kaya.
Where we're at. I remember Bears fans clamoring for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe you.
I remember Jake Fromm, too.
I just feel like Trask has this like Chad Pennington game to him. Like just the ball is just
I'm proud of you for enunciating properly.
Trask. That's Kyle Trask. That's the trash can.
I'd rather have Newman.
Yeah, like dude, I don't see like Trask is fucking Jake Fromm City. He's Jake Fromm with a pass happy offense. Like Jake Fromm had to deal with the fact that it's Georgia and they run the fuck out of the ball.
All you gotta do is go watch that Alabama tape. He was over his head in a hurry. Not the first game, second game.
When he's not playing against like fucking University of Florida Tech or whatever the hell, and he's got Kadarius Toney and Kyle Pitts. Like, come on. Like, I mean, he's not accurate. Like, his passes have no zip. This is also a great point brought up by Trubisky's Trash is a ginger. No ginger has ever won a Super Bowl. Jer, you care to defend your ginger people?
No, I'm not a ginger, so fuck off.
What? How are you not a ginger?
I'm not.
That's questionable.
That's questionable, Jer. I think you're gingerish. I believe you
My
have
lack of
Jim.
soul would lead you down that path.
I think you have a little ginger in the tank, Jer.
Yeah, exactly. You got a little. You may not be a ginger, but you're pumpkin pie spice, motherfucker. Like you are pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice lattes.
You are pumpkin spice like a motherfucker.
Oh,
Like,
all right.
I'm just saying, no. I don't know. I mean, that's a good point. He's a ginger. I'm out. Andy Dalton.
They
I'm
have
out.
no soul, so
So the question is like, could you really? Because people are throwing out there like, can't wait for the Minshew, Alex Smith, Nick Foles fucking quarterback room. Like I feel like it's kind of like if
I
you
think
can't.
if you bring in
you could do
Smith or
worse.
if you bring in Smith or Minshew, you got to bring in a rookie.
Right, like this is really the situation. It's like the Bears are the dude that are like, I can't get a dime, so I'm gonna get 2 nickels. Like that's basically where they're at. They're like, if we have 3 nickels in our quarterback room, it adds up to 15 cents. It's like it doesn't work like that.
I would be taking Jamie Newman over.
You need the
Trash.
dime. Yes, that's a dude who's got way more upside. Like Trash is not it. Like, cut the fucking good old boy bullshit.
We
about
could be
Trash.
very wrong, but I'm willing to let another team be wrong about him. Don't let it be our team.
Yeah,
We
like,
can't be wrong. What are you talking about?
well, and then people are throwing out.
Can't be
people
wrong.
are-
We don't give a fuck.
People are throwing out Ellinger, you know, as because
Touche.
of this Herman guy who apparently I guess they didn't really have a great relationship. But I mean, come on, Ellinger, like that's a 5th round guy at best.
Good times.
And he didn't get along with the guy
Right.
we have, Herman. They didn't get along. That's not a move to get him.
Thanks,
I mean,
Ryan Pace.
I think, you know, it's interesting because it's like, okay, what's his area of expertise? Like, we know why Pettin is there. He's there to be a sounding board. Like, basically, Nagy admitted today that Pettin is there so that Desai doesn't have to bother him.
Yeah, well,
Like,
I think Herman didn't Herman carry what's his face's Urban Meyer's golf bags or some shit.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, dude is definitely not some blue chipper. Like, I mean, he's just a guy that people
He won
know.
a couple ball games, right, in Texas?
I think. I mean, he had some good seasons at Houston. I think he has, you know, he's another guy that has knowledge of the college game. He's, you know, he's seen a lot of, you know, he's connected in that world. So I think that's
another
what.
anal list.
Yeah, exactly. Like special projects. It's like, okay, so go grind tape on fucking, you know, John Q. Mac quarterback, you know, whatever, whoever's like this year's fucking.
God, if the last name's Mac, Bears fans will go shit crazy for it.
No, I mean like Mid-Atlantic Conference.
Oh,
Remember Leno's wife put those shirts out like Wrecking Crew. We should just put collaboration with everybody's little name under it.
Collaboration station.
Everybody in the
Let's-
collaboration.
Yeah, collaboration station. Like,
I like
it's
my
fucking.
stop, collaborate, and listen.
Jonathan Hood said it perfectly this morning. Hallis Hall is fucking Pleasantville. It's just like everything's fine. The Bears are who they are, and everything's fine. Like, gee willikers,
It's like
the Bears are great. We all got nice haircuts. We got a great facility up here. We're all drinking smoothies. Fucking everything's great. Like, we know we haven't won enough. Pace actually said that they made the playoffs the last 2 fucking seasons. You did not. You motherfucker tried to actually act like that's a real playoff berth this last season. Don't you fucking dare take credit for that shit.
Oh, that reminds me. We might pick up another game this season, it sounds like.
Yeah, and it's going to be in Vegas, right? Fuck, that's crazy.
Boom, Vegas, baby.
That might be the one, boys.
Who do you think it will be the starting quarterback in Week 17 of 2022? That is the $1 million question.
Derek
17.
Carr going into Vegas, baby.
Whoa, Derek Carr revenge game. Like,
No, not
yo.
just Derek. There's a guy on the other side of the ball too.
Yeah, well, that already failed though. Like the Raiders already cracked our ass twice.
That's a good question.
Like, come on, who's gonna be their quarterback? I say it's gonna be some weird rookie that they drafted.
Trey Lance.
That would be week 17. We'll be locking up the playoffs. Russell will probably sit because we don't want him to get injured for that playoff run.
Well, that's the thing. I think this is the thing that I think
we'll play Deshaun that week.
Yeah,
and then we'll let Russell play the other weeks.
Exactly. This is gonna be really awesome. It's gonna be like better than the kicker competition. We're talking Wilson and Watson, and Alex Smith can take a shot too.
He can't take a shot. If he takes a shot, he'll die.
We get like 10 guys in here though, and just everybody wants to play in Chicago. So
yes,
they like the city, they like the food, they like the market.
It's totally gonna be Kyle.
In this day and age, you can't be marketable anywhere else but a big city, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's hard to. I mean, Facebook's the place for growth.
Right.
Exactly. So this is fucking like this. The next guy would be Kellen Mond, Texas A&M.
What are we talking about now?
Quarterbacks. The next guy that most people have is Kellen Mond and Jamie Newman. That's like the 7th and 8th quarterback prospects. Then you have Felipe Franks from Arkansas. I mean, he's a 5th to 7th rounder. I mean, I don't even want to go to Peyton Ramsey. This is Walter football, which is kind of trash, but sometimes they're good.
I like Walter football.
Yeah. Peyton Ramsey is listed above Sam Ellinger by them.
Yeah, you're not getting you don't want no Peyton Ramsey actually.
KJ Costello, who actually can play, but is skinny. He's like 6'5", 215. I worry about him. And then Ian Book in at 13. Now,
nope.
Yeah.
As an IU fan that watched Peyton Ramsey, no.
Dustin Crum.
As a Notre Dame fan, no Ian Book.
No. He's calling him a 6th round to free agent. I could see him being a free agent signing.
Who, Book?
Yeah. I could see them picking him up as a UDFA.
You like Book.
No, he surprised me this season. That's all I'm saying. I don't. I fucking hated Book last season. I hated Notre Dame fans calling out Book like he's somebody.
I don't think we weren't really.
You weren't, but there were some people out there.
Credit where credit's due. You did not fall for that.
R.I.P. to Nix too, man. My God.
Yeah, isn't that wild? Lewis Nix.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like I remember who that was. So
was he not? Was he on our team at one point?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
Boy, it sounds familiar anyway.
Hicks?
So young.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, I would be fine. Like, okay, let's say that is what happens. If it's Trey Lance, Alex Smith, and Nick Foles, I can live through that.
I'm feeling Trey. I like Lance.
For sure. I mean, dude clearly has elite traits, But again,
I'm off the looking at the guy that looks the most pro polished. I'm off that bullshit.
I don't think you can be that way with this coaching staff. Quite honestly, I just don't think you can.
What's
with
that?
Our coaches the way they are, I don't think you can have the most NFL ready quarterback. I just
in this league now. I mean, the things change, man. You need a guy with elite skills.
I'm just not. I guess maybe it's more a damning of our own coaching staff that I don't think they could get that guy over the hump.
I just think today's NFL, you need a guy that's versatile. You need a guy that has a big arm or elite speed. Like those are the guys you want. Like, if the things that they lack are correctable. Like, look, Josh Allen took a lot of shit coming out of the draft.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, people were on and off about him.
Now, don't get those two confused, though. They're not the same guy.
No, but I'm just saying people, because of the system they were in or whatever in college, like, so I don't know, man. I think I would take the guy with the upside and the guy that
I agree, but it's just like not only has he not played much, but he hasn't played against anybody. Like that's what I'm saying.
I didn't mention that there are players in the draft that they don't have a lot of.
He had one season, 2019 is his only season of note. 2,786 yards, 66.9%.
No, Lance needs to sit.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, dude had an insane 180.6 passer rating, had 28 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. He also ran for 1,100 yards and 14 touchdowns. So, I mean, dude is an athlete, but he did it on North Dakota State. Like, I mean, come on.
Oh, sure.
Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not. I'm not buying
You're not
it.
willing to risk
just-
it on.
Well,
I
to
think-
trade up, they're gonna have to trade up probably into the top.
I think Mac Jones with our tackles would be in trouble.
Like, they played
I agree.
Butler. I don't even know who UND is. University of North Dakota.
Dakota.
They played Delaware.
Blue Hens.
Yes, they played the Delaware Blue Hens. They played UCD. Who the fuck is that? UC Davis, the agriculture school. They played the Illinois State. They played.
They're kind of a power in that NAIA.
Yeah, they're not a bad team. They played Iowa State. That's not a terrible team. 30. They won 37-3 against Illinois State. They won 46-14 against Iowa State.
Wow.
Oh wait, no, that's not Iowa State. Is it? No, excuse me. That's Northern Iowa.
Northern
Never
Iowa.
mind.
Who the hell's eating right now?
That'd be me. I found some M&Ms.
Delicious. Jealous. They played the Salukis. They played Illinois State twice.
Yeah, they got him in the playoffs. The Northern Iowa was.
They played somebody called the South Dakota State Jackrabbits.
Yes.
Come the fuck on with this shit. I'm sorry. Like against the not the San Diego State, not that. No, the fucking South Dakota State Jackrabbits. Trey Lance. Maybe did he get hurt? I don't understand. He went 7 for 14 with 62 yards.
Act like BYU has the toughest schedule in the world. Everybody's sweating.
I don't want Mormon Mitch. I'm not buying Mormon Mitch.
Trey Lance or Mormon Mitch?
Trey Lance.
I agree.
Yeah.
But hey, Trey Lance got a lot more Lamar Jackson in him than Zach Wilson does.
I would take Justin Fields second overall in this draft.
Me too. I like
Jones
Justin
third?
Fields better.
And I really like Lawrence. Now, if we can
Mac
make that
Jones
happen,
third?
that's I don't want to think
Take
about
Mac
that.
Jones or
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance or
I'd take Mac Jones.
You think we could trade A-Rod back to the Jags for the number 1 overall pick since he's so great?
Yes, exactly. Yep, that would happen.
I mean, if they think
get
about
it
him as
done.
highly as we do, why not, right?
Clearly, they didn't really want to re-sign him, but
other
He's good for
peanut
Community in the locker room and on the
so
field.
good.
Yeah.
So good and everything.
Yeah.
Jared wants peanut. I mean, come on. Who eats regular M&Ms?
Yo, you see Reese cups are going all peanut butter, no chocolate outside either, like peanut butter shell.
Wow.
Nah, that's wrong.
It's not wrong though. If you dip them in Hershey syrup,
Why? You just put the chocolate back onto it.
it's like a
What are you
salsa.
talking
You need a
about?
job.
You just put the chocolate back
some
onto
guys-
it. You're like,
just
they took the
put some
chocolate
guys-
off, but I'm going to put the chocolate back on.
You're
Like,
not going to
come
hold
on.
regular peanut butter and dip it in chocolate. You got a shell around it. You can dip
You've
it.
never put a spoon in the peanut butter and then with your other hand
yeah, no,
add
I,
the
no, I,
Hershey's?
no, I drizzle it right on top of the spoon, man.
That's what I'm saying.
chocolate
Like,
fountain.
Yeah.
so why do you need all this? Cut out the middleman. You already got that shit in your cabinet.
Whatever, bro. I'm just saying.
Like, we need a whole R&D team to figure out how to take the chocolate off of a Reese's cup when we have a spoon in our house already. Like, I just don't understand, like, the appeal.
But you have to get
Like-
the Reese's peanut butter.
They're officially out of ideas in the candy bar world is what we've come up with. There hasn't been a new candy bar that's come out since when, I mean, whatchamacallit was like the last new candy bar that
You know
came
they got
out.
these think
That was like
tanks,
the 80s.
these think tanks where people just get baked and come up with these ideas. So
What's your favorite candy bar? What do you think is the best candy bar?
what do I think yours is? Probably that veiny Snickers, right?
Dang, really?
I do love Snickers.
Jesus Christ.
Snickers, man.
The salty nuts and caramel. Oh,
Oh, pause.
But they're all
No,
veiny,
end
bro.
the
Like
podcast.
eating a Snickers. Is like, well, I'm not gonna get into
And they're
it.
all
Right.
veiny. What,
Not like a Snickers,
Milky
bro.
Way? Yo, Milky Way Dark?
yep.
You've never had a Milky Way Dark?
I haven't had a Milky Way in a long ass time.
Milky
Maybe
Way
Snickers
Dark.
should have a power board.
Milky Way
Milky
Dark is bananas good.
And I'm gonna say Twix, bro.
Twix are fire.
They're okay.
No,
To me though, I'm gonna say peanut butter Twix is completely unnecessary too.
yeah, no, the regular straight up.
Like just straight up regular Twix. Don't
or
mess with Twix.
Butterfinger.
I've never been a Butterfinger fan.
I
Although I do like
Nah,
the
you know what?
Butterfinger.
Butterfinger's overrated, and the shit gets caught in your teeth.
All right, get off the teeth thing, yeah, but like,
Whatchamacallits are fire.
100 grand's not terrible.
100 grand that new gets too tough, gets caught in your teeth.
and
Too
I need
much.
to try. I need to try one of those new THC bars they sell too, because I'm sure that would be delightful.
That would be
Those
worth checking
Wonka
out.
bars, yeah.
That'd be worth checking out. Yo, but let me just say this is the last thing I'm gonna say about candy bars. But at some point, if you go in a gas station right now,
Right.
the only fucking candy bars they have are supersized and they're $2.
That's ridiculous.
Game
What
done
the
changed.
fuck happened?
People don't eat them as much anymore.
Bro, I don't know if that's true. I think they still eat them, but this is all you can get. Like,
Yeah, you got mad heads on like all these diets now, and it's like dad bods are out of style. So I'm trying to,
trying to say candy's not selling. Get out of here.
not as much.
They know they could get $2 for it. If the price went down, that would be. Trubiskus is calling out the Crunch, the Simple Crunch bar. All right.
What is that?
What about a Nestle Crackle?
Oh.
Simple, the Crunch Bar original, the regular Nestle
Yeah.
Crunch. Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know. I
That's
didn't know if,
nothing
like
bad.
Nestle Crunch. But what about Crackle?
Nah.
I think Crackle's kind of good.
Nah.
Hershey Special Dark. Delicious.
Dark chocolate's got its place.
Mr. Goodbar, underrated.
I don't know, I just think it's between Twix,
Mr. Goodbar is underrated.
Twix and Butterfinger. Are we gonna put up a big post about our tab?
Yeah, let's put up. Somebody make a graphic, like some corny fucking Hallis Hall brawl. Like, which cereal did we pick? It's the big board of cereals.
Salsa
I
Final
picked-
Four.
I picked Trix. Fucking.
You know, I went to Costco and they had Trix, a Trix Cocoa Puffs combo. I was like,
What?
man, that's a
no.
weird
It's one
combo.
bag of each, right? It's not
Yeah, but
mixed.
it's just like, could you imagine if those were mixed? It'd be terrible.
Are we talking cereal now?
We are because he
Yeah, if we go to
we're
cereal,
doing cereal.
No,
No.
but
Cinnamon,
let me
cinnamon
let-
toast crunch or frosted flakes.
My final
Right.
candy bar entry: Cadbury Fruit and Nut.
What?
Underrated.
Yeah.
Cadbury chocolate. It has
I know what
Wait.
Cadbury eggs are.
Yeah,
but-
baby.
and
These are
fucking
a
yo.
payday.
No, Cadbury eggs is not even what Cadbury chocolate's about. Cadbury milk chocolate is crazy. Like it's fucking great.
Like better than Godiva?
I don't know. It's different. Like Godiva's more like
Or Lindt chocolate?
Huh?
Lindor's.
Those lint.
Lindor's chocolates are pretty bomb.
Lindor's are cool. They're definitely like on that Dove bar, like super milky, super cocoa butter. Like
I'm just talking about those little
Godiva's-
chocolate circles, aren't they? Like Lindt chocolates or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, and
Dove.
there's like Dove. Dove's like the American version of that. Like it's like a really like creamy like.
Damn,
But
man, now I'm getting
telling
hungry. My daughter's
Cadbury,
all the Girl Scout cookie orders.
the
are here right now.
Cadbury Caramello bar. That's a fucking candy
Oh,
bar,
you got
bro.
you
Yo,
got a stash.
The mini eggs are banging. Yeah, I got stashed Girl Scout cookies here.
Yeah, but like the full size egg, the full size. You do have a stash, but the full size egg is too much.
No, the mini eggs.
Right, the mini eggs are cool, but the
Banging.
full size eggs are too much. Like all that goop in the middle, I'm not
Fuck
with
that.
that.
Never
Like
do
when
that.
I was a kid,
You know what else comes out this time of year for Easter? Is those Starburst jelly beans. Oh my god,
those are fire.
fucking!
I wasn't a jelly bean fan.
What jelly beans are great.
It's a texture, man. It's too gritty. It's like
You were eating the wrong jelly beans.
Yeah, get those
All the-
Starburst
all the
jelly beans,
sugar and
bro.
shit.
Do you like Starburst, Jerry?
Yeah, I like Starburst.
Get those jelly beans, bro.
Yo, Jelly Bellies with like 40 different flavors. It's like a little
Yeah,
adventure.
but that's like you have to
Okay.
eat one at a time to appreciate them, and I don't have patience for that. I like the
Right.
Starburst and Power. Good.
But it does get crazy. Like if you one of these times throw a handful of Jelly Bellies in your mouth, it's like
Yeah, you fuck your head up. Yeah, like
yeah, like your brain will just be like, what? Popcorn, kiwi, fucking cooked coffee. Like,
yeah, that's
it's
wild,
a
bro.
mess. Like it's a hot mess. Like you just
Owners everywhere tuning in for this last little bit. It's like,
yeah, it's like
straight
it's no
up.
ultimate frisbee chat. But the reason we're talking about fucking candy and jelly beans is because that press conference was horse shit.
Yep.
It's actually going to lead me into my new segment. Jared can cook, so can you. What the fuck was that pizza,
Yo,
bro?
Jared, that's not a pizza, bro. That's a casserole.
Hey,
No.
you settle down up there, fucking $5 foot long.
I wish we could get a freaking picture of that.
Ain't no $5 foot long here, Slappy.
I don't need that.
You're fucking like
I made it just how you. How
grandma's
you
baking
ramen.
dish, greasy cheese,
Yeah.
fucking like
I used
like
mozzarella in a block.
this dude's like you're
Bro,
like cracking open Pillsbury cans.
You got
No,
AA out.
I made it.
You got
from-
AA out in
Yeah.
Chicago. I'm on the East
You
Coast.
made the
bro.
dough
Yes,
from flour and water and
Yes.
yeast.
yes,
For real though?
for real.
Me and AA are both live in
That
places
makes me
where
rethink.
Oh, you guys are the
we
best.
got banging.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying we got banging ass pizza around us,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
What the fuck was that thing? Like shepherd's
Pizza.
pie pizza?
Because I put it in a Pyrex pan, you guys throw a fucking fit over it.
But there's no it's impossible to get a crust. You're making it
No.
impossible for a crust to develop.
No, incorrect. You cook it first, and you set it.
Okay.
There is a way to this. This is the
What-
way.
what-
I want to try this thing because the shit looks like a casserole to me.
That's fine.
And I'm not saying it's not delicious because I would eat the hell out of a pepperoni and cheese and bread casserole. Don't
No, there's
don't get it
sauce, there's
twisted.
sausage, there's bacon.
Yeah. Well, the bacon's kind of where you lose me. I don't know if with bacon on pizza really.
Mm,
Like
mm-mm. And
if you
ham.
want to throw
Yeah,
bacon.
some
No.
speck, like some fucking like thinly sliced like prosciutto, little speck ham on there. Now we're talking.
Oh, yeah, you can throw whatever you want on it.
Right.
But
We
yeah,
got a,
like
we got a Chris
I
Dunn
made,
pizza.
okay, I made the dough. All right, I oiled it up. Let it rise for however long it said to let it rise for.
Mm. Punch
Pounded
it down.
out.
Did you punch it down?
Fuck yeah, I punched it down.
Punch it down and you
Moved
fold
it out,
it.
spread it out.
Ooh.
You know,
Did you knead it? Did you knead it and let it
Yes.
sit again?
Mm,
Ooh.
these hands are busy.
Ooh. Ginger casserole pizza. Yo.
No, man, I spent many years in the pizza underground.
Just call it a ginger
The
bomb.
Pizza Underground, yo. The Ginger Pizza Underground is the name of my new band.
There you go.
The Ginger
Pizza
Pizza
leg
Underground.
underground.
Yo, so I'm with this. So you put the crust in the pan. You pre-bake the crust like a pie crust.
Right.
Is what you're saying to me.
Yeah, you
Did you put
pre-bake
beans
it.
in there? Did you put something to weight it down, or does it puff up like crazy?
Puffs up a little bit. It's not bad.
He's making pizza pie.
Yeah, and so then you throw the shit on top.
Yes, and then you cook it,
Okay,
and then it all settles perfectly.
and it does. Wow.
Little Jack Horner sat in a corner eating his pizza pie.
Literally, that's
I'm
what
not-
we did.
Listen,
Like a
I
double Roman?
preface this by saying the shit looks delicious. I just don't know if it qualifies as a pizza or not.
Well, I know we're Romans. We did the same shit. It's just a metal pan. It's just
Right.
about that thick. Set
Right.
it in there and then knead it, and it rises overnight. 'cause
Right.
It's a bigger process.
Right. Well, that's like Sicilian style.
I disagree
Right.
on the bacon though, bro. Like you do buffalo chicken bacon ranch pizza.
Mm,
That's not a pizza. That's like an app. That's like an app. Like, and I'm sure it's delicious. I don't think that's a pizza.
Banging.
It's like a flatbread. Like,
No, banging.
See, I did that, and then I put the sauce over it, and I put a layer of pepperoni,
mhm.
threw the bacon in there.
Whoa,
Through the
meat
cheese.
lovers status. I love
Oh,
that. With it, one
Obvious.
cheese, just
It was
one mozzarella. You got a
One-
mix of
one
cheese.
block.
You got a
One
little
block
Colby
of
Jack.
One
What's
block of
going
nuts,
on?
Straight mozzarella.
That's it. Nothing else. No
I
Romano.
I didn't put any Romano.
No
she put on
fucking.
some,
What kind of sauce, bro?
No Fontina.
Tomato sauce.
You made the sauce?
I'm not that Italian. I'm just white.
Here, did you make the red gravy? What the fuck? You made the gravy? You made the tomato gravy? What the fuck?
No, I'm saying
Cheese and then
Did you tear some basil?
you can't be throwing ragu on that shit. That throws the whole game off.
oh no, it ain't
No.
ragu. I don't remember what I got in it, but it was
Nothing
good.
too sweet. Get out of here with your sweet tomato sauce. If you have it.
Yeah, no.
No sugar. If you're somebody that puts sugar in the tomato sauce, you
No.
get out of here. I'll fight you.
Exactly.
See, again, Trubisky says I'm pretty stoned, but it sounds good. I agree. I'm with it. Like,
2/3 of us are, bro.
right. Like, I'm with it. Like, I'm 100% ready to eat this thing. I'm just worried about the classification. I feel like maybe it deserves its own.
It's more. I would say that it's more. It's the best I could do as a deep dish for in the middle of nowhere. So
I mean, I'm with it. I just,
Since
Jer, have you thought about this?
it's
Bear
just-
down loyal, since it's
About
okay with him.
Try it
I'm
in
gonna-
the next time. Try it in the cast iron.
I'm
I'm
gonna catch up
thinking
with
about
you.
it. I've got a pizza pan.
This is what I'm saying is that will allow
Try to
even
catch up with
more
my
of a
boy here in the
crust.
chat.
Put some olive oil in the bottom. Not a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
you should. I'm sure you have a
we use
well
olive oil
seasoned.
whenever we.
You have a seasoned cast iron pan, right? That you probably cook bacon in, and you're all aggro about fucking no oven bacon. I get it, but you cook bacon in your cast iron, right?
Yeah, and save the grease. So.
So
Jerry,
using,
yo,
I mean,
you're on some
imagine.
bullshit. You're on some bullshit in your kitchen, bro. You don't cook
Imagine-
bacon, right? You fucking.
Nah, you're good. Imagine
I save my
cooking
grease,
your
man.
pizza, your fucking casserole pizza. You put it in the cast iron pan. You
I
just
gotta
went
cast
from
iron.
June Cleaver to fucking lumberjack status.
I got an oven, man. I got one of the cast iron Dutch ovens. Yeah.
Pause.
That's-
Cast iron Dutch oven. All right.
All right,
Yeah,
Jerry, we need you to throw the recipe up on the Twitter page and Facebook
Okay.
for everybody.
All
And
right.
at some point, part of the recipe is just going to be a couple blocks of cheese.
Just call it call it the Jerry's Ginger Bomb.
Man, that's fun, man.
Let me ask you this: full whole milk mozzarella or skim?
Whole milk.
Ooh yeah. Now
Go
you're
with that,
talking
go
my
real fat.
language. Oh yeah.
Easy, big fella.
The
Easy.
ginger with the full fat mozz. Ooh.
Call it Pony's Pizza.
Ooh. Ponies
Hey, man. I ain't had any
casserole
complaints.
ride.
It's the ginger unicorn pie.
Come ride the ginger caboose. It's not the best pizza, but it's also not the worst. It's the ginger caboose. It's fucking thick. The pizza's thick.
Yeah, it's about
With
2.5 inches, 3 inches thick.
That's girth right there.
That's
It's like a
man. It's
tuna
the only way
can.
it's the only way Pony Rose is
coming in
good.
hot, girthy. Fucking.
Like, so you're trying to make like a backlot Chicago style pizza? Is that-
That's exactly what I'm trying to do. Thank you.
You just put biscuits and gravy off it. He says, I no longer want to eat this pizza after that description. I'm actually less high now.
exactly, man. Like I'm trying to picture this thing. I'm like,
I'm just saying, like, Jared put his thick crust inside an oven.
Mhm.
Wait, what? Anyway, we talked fucking candy. We talked pizza. We talked that
and
stupid
Jerry, you
press
were right.
conference.
You were right on WandaVision too. That shit got good. That shit got real good.
Damn it! I gave up on WandaVision, but I'm not. I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm not
Oh,
fucking.
and that Big E documentary too. That was pretty dope.
Hey, that's our unsubscribe. Fuck. Unsubscribe these nuts.
I didn't tell you that. Yeah, you don't have to subscribe to Jerry's cooking channel.
Right, exactly. Jared's
Although we will have a special next week.
Jared's
You guys are
Jared's on
fucking
that
assholes.
Kwanzaa. Jared's making the Kwanzaa cake. Fucking next holiday
Oh,
season.
Oh my
We need to
God.
get you on the road, Jer. We need to get you to eat one of those big old pork sandwiches on video.
Yes, I have
You
sat
have
at
been to
a
the mountain.
table. It wasn't a real one because it was just Culver's,
That's
but
good.
but it's a solid sandwich. It's not proper. It's not like literally the size of a fucking plate. Like not even. It's bigger than a plate. Like some of those pork sandwiches are like the
Yeah,
size of like a
okay.
tray. Like the tray that you bring your food out at a restaurant, like a fast food restaurant. Like this pork is fucking the size of that. I've never even seen one in person.
That flying saucer with a bun in the middle.
Yo, like why they even put that bun there? Like it's almost like it's like a laughable.
It's a
It's just
handle.
like how? How do you get a handle? And you have to like carve out a.
I mean, even the one you got
whose
from
fingers
Culver's,
could possibly be that long?
even the one you got at Culver's was fairly. I mean,
It was
Yeah,
oversized, but it was nothing like the ones that are like just comically large.
dude, I live next to Owensboro, Kentucky. I know about pulled pork. Pause.
He pulls his pork every night.
Ayo.
I leave money on the nightstand. You said it.
Listen here with your mustard barbecue. Trubisky's and Gravy talking about pulled pork. The South owns pulled pork. Don't you're down there putting mustard and shit. Don't nah.
Come my way.
Myrtle
You're-
Beach.
you're-
Myrtle Beach knows fireworks, meth, and beach fucking supplies.
You know what? No, I got
Hey,
it. Myrtle
I'm
Beach is
gonna talk
actually
to my
nice,
boy.
bro. I like Myrtle
Take
Beach.
ahead.
64 West. Take 64 West for about 6 hours. Come meet me. I'll take you to some barbecue joints.
Boiled peanuts. Ugh. Nah. Now there's some
Alright.
bomb ass food.
I'll tell you one thing though, Myrtle Beach, they got your ass kicked in seafood.
There is. I don't know what boiled peanuts are horrible. Like it's like that's not food. Like there is some shit though. Like I don't know what it was on like one of these food shows that I was watching where there's like people down there doing like some in South Carolina doing some crazy old school like islands cooking, you know, like old school barbecue from like, you know, from the islands out there. That's pretty crazy.
There's
Beef
this-
Queen is right, but Chicago has better
There's
food
this
options.
joint though, right north of Myrtle. It's called the Boundary House, bro. Oh my god, food is killer.
Oh, down there what
sweet
you get is like you go into like an average bar and they got a bomb ass grouper sandwich.
Yeah.
They probably got some good hush puppies. They got good coleslaw. They got good fucking, you know, like tater skins and shit, appetizers. Like it's like, you know, seafood house bar and grill land. And I guarantee you that
Boundary House is up near Sunset Beach. I think that place is banging.
what's crazy about barbecue now is when you go out for barbecue, the shit is expensive as fuck. Like barbecue is out of control expensive. Like you're paying like $25 for a rack of ribs.
Yeah.
Like it's like crazy how expensive it is.
Nashville's got some banging ass ribs.
Wyatt says I came back to Taters Kids and Hush Puppies. Brother, we've been on candy bars. We went round the bend. We talked about Jer's fucking crazy ass casserole pizza. I told him he needs to put it in a
But you
skillet.
think we could actually talk about this presser the whole time?
Yo, I mean, if you tuned in to hear us break down the presser, sorry.
If you made it this far,
Yeah,
congratulations.
like we talked about it for a minute. Yes, Memphis has barbecue. Congratulations, Wyatt. We know.
Yeah, sorry about your tight end, Wyatt.
mm. Anyway,
Pause. All right, boys.
well, that'll about do it. We're gonna end on that note. We're gonna end on that note. Some fish nuggets, banging. Yeah, so you know the presser, nothing was said. Some things were said. We know nothing. We continue to wait. Shit's gonna get drawn out.
Hopefully, there's a quarterback somewhere in the midst of all this bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Probably not. But other than that, thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Tailgate Show.
The Bears.
They're real.
And that's real now.
It's real.
Now that's real now.
That's how we keep it.
That is real. That is real
Keeping
now.
it